Hey everybody, welcome to the Vitruvian Gamer. I'm Kurt.
And I'm Anja.
And we're here to give you our report of Spiel 2023.
Yes.
I don't know how many I already did, but it was your first.
My first time.
So interesting things to say, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go how our days went, and then we can show you our loots. There are two now, and talk a little bit of our favorite moments, maybe.
Okay.
Might sound like a good idea. So we arrived on Wednesday. This year we had a hotel in Düsseldorf together with our friend Simos.
Yes. First time meeting Simos as well.
First time meeting Simos as well for you.
That was nice, yes.
Yeah. And normally I have an exhibitor pass the previous years, but and then I can get into the fair already. This year it was not the case, so we stayed at Düsseldorf, ate some food, and went to bed early enough. So we also visited a little bit, a small part of Düsseldorf, the river bank, and we had some sushi in the evening, if I remember correctly.
Was that sushi?
It was sushi.
Was that the first day?
Yeah, that was the first day. And then we decided to go to the fair on Thursday. We wanted to avoid the big crowds when entering.
Yeah, the big rush.
So we decided to go around 10, which
Mistake.
was a mistake. So for me it was new, because normally I can park early and get inside the halls early. So I didn't have a clue how things went or were going to be when we arrived there. But the parking situation.
Oi, oi, oi.
Thursday morning was special. So we arrived around 10 near the halls, and I thought I would go to the parking lot that is not that popular. It's parking lot 1, which is outside. So the other ones are all inside, and people like to put their cars inside. So I thought, let's go there.
Yeah.
So we had to stand in line for a while.
Quite some time, yeah.
And then we arrived there, and parking lot 1 was reserved this year for exhibitors.
Correct.
Yeah. So we were guided to parking lot 2.
Correct. Again.
Which was again waiting. And just before we arrived, full. So the guy there, he said, you have to go to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Sadly enough, we decided to go to 9.
Big mistake yet again.
So we had to drive around, stand in line again.
Yes.
Traffic jams all over the place. So when we arrived, full. And apparently it was already full before parking lot 2.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have said that we could go to 9.
It's okay.
Things started heating up a little bit. Frustration starting to rise. Especially on my part. Probably because I'm used to be there very early, and now I saw the hours go by, and we were still in the car. So we drove past parking lot 5 because we said, okay, let's go to parking lot 10. We drove past 5, which was also full, and 6 and 7, those are the ones that also are reserved for exhibitors. So parking lot 10 was not nearby.
No.
There was also a big traffic jam waiting to get on the parking spot. First day.
Yeah.
And then we still had to take a bus.
And stand in line. It was a big line.
The line was huge. It was a couple of 100 meters, I think.
Yeah, I think we arrived at Spiel at 12:30.
Yeah, in the end we arrived at 12:30. The good thing was we got in very quickly. Yeah. There was no crowds to get in.
True.
But we lost 2.5 hours of the fair. So I needed some time to get into the flow, to find my
sweet spot,
my relaxation again.
Yeah.
But then we had our first Thursday. It was really busy this year. So you cannot compare. Sure. But normally Thursday and Friday are busy. But then Saturday is really busy.
Mm-hmm.
Now this year, Thursday was busy, and I don't know why that was the case. I think more and more real hardcore board gamers know that Thursday is the day to get their stuff, because it is not a convention, really. It is more of a trade show. Mm-hmm. So people are there to buy stuff, and they want new stuff. And I think that's why Thursday was really, really busy this year. But we walked around. The first days we walk around like headless chickens.
Yeah. In Dutch we say headless chickens. I don't know if it's the same.
I don't know if it's the same in English, but
we didn't have a plan. It was super unstructured, super unorganized, and just like, oh, I think there was a game in Hall 3, so we went to Hall 3. Oh, I think there was a game in Hall 2. Let's go there. So it was.
Yeah, and Hall 3, that was the issue again with that. There was the new hall plan, so they changed things up, and they made Hall 3 the hall for more like the experienced gamers.
Yeah,
and that's where those die-hard gamers go the first day to get all their stuff, and that hall was packed.
I have to admit, I thought, like, yes, it was very busy, let's be honest, but I expected worse, so I was okay.
Which is good, of course.
I was like, okay, I've had worse.
Yeah, but for Thursday it was super busy, and we just tried to get the games that were high on our list on Thursday. So we did have kind of a plan, like, let's get those games, or let's check out those games. But for me, the changing of the halls, I felt lost. Normally I know my way by heart. I know some waypoints that I recognize, and I know where I am, where to go to. This year I had to search for everything, so that was a little bit rough the first day, but we managed to you bought one game on Thursday. We'll show that later. Oh, the second one's also on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 games. I got a couple of them. Some of them were only a few hundred copies each day.
Yeah.
Especially Sky Team, which I will show you soon, was a difficult one to get. Because, but anyway, Thursday, we survived Thursday. Yeah. We were lucky when we went home, to Düsseldorf again, with the parking lot. Somehow, I think I took a route on the parking lot.
Yeah.
That was less busy.
Yeah.
Because to be continued on Friday. So what did we do on Thursday evening? I think we just went for a pizza.
Was that? I can't remember
that was on Thursday. We went for a great...
It's a great pizza place.
We went at a great place. We just went somewhere random. It was called Deliciosa, I think. I think it was called Deliciosa in Düsseldorf. So if you're in Düsseldorf, really friendly.
Extremely friendly people.
And really nice. They were...
and the prices were good as well.
Prices were very decent. So had a very good dinner and went to bed on time because we were tired.
Yeah, I was tired already.
Oh, man.
Day one,
and we were exhausted. So we had a new battle plan for Friday.
Leave early. 8:30, we're gonna leave.
8:30, we leave. So we're there at 9.
Yeah.
And then there should be parking spot, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Because 2 was just closed around 10 or maybe 10:30. So 9 should be awesome. So next day, that's what we did. We departed at 8:30. We were
at 9, around
1 kilometer away from the Messe.
Without seeing
Spiel
any other cars, almost.
Was no traffic.
No.
So we had our GPS said 4 minutes to go, 1 kilometer, and then
it stayed at 4 minutes for an hour.
Everything stopped moving.
It was insane.
It was insane. At a certain moment, you had to go to the toilet.
I had to
the bathroom.
Very, very good.
So you got out of the car, went to first
a
gas station, which the toilet was broken or something. Yeah. Then you went to some company.
Yeah.
And when you came back, we moved maybe 1 or 2 cars.
2 cars, worth. I think, yeah. That was it. Because I was like, where are they? I was like, did I pass them already? Nope, they're still just there.
So your face was like, what
are you doing?
So when we finally arrived close to the Messe, it was around 10 again.
Yeah.
So we did an hour for 1 kilometer.
Yeah.
And finally there were the signs of the parking spots, and they all said
they were all
full.
Yeah.
So we drove again to parking lot 10.
Yeah.
Now traffic was less bad that day, so we got a parking spot pretty fast. I think we also got on the bus way faster.
I can't remember, but I think so.
Yeah.
There still was a line.
There was a line, but that was okay. And we arrived around 11.
Because I have to say, the shuttle service from parking 10 to the Messe, it's really good. Like the buses were like...
Yeah, that worked very good. So the only downside is I had to carry a bunch of stuff of games that I sold. That was not practical.
Ideal, yeah.
But if you're only carrying a backpack or anything...
Awesome.
It's perfectly fine. And that's the story for Saturday. Now that we know that, that's what we did. Friday was, I think, was comparable to Thursday.
Unorganized, unstructured.
Yeah. And Friday was also not really very structured, right?
No,
we met with one more person, with Carly, who joined us walking around, but it was just, let's see where we end up. And we had another one of those days that was, we didn't really know what we were doing.
No.
We tried to get Sky Team again in the morning. It was apparently sold out in 20 minutes. So that failed again.
Definitely a fail.
I didn't want to try the Lorcana booth because those lines were crazy. And also the English versions were sold out every day very early. So again, one day of walking around, not really knowing what to do. You were always going back to the same game, which we will show you soon.
Yeah.
Being, doubting to buy it or not. I had one of those games as well, which I will show you. I bought it in the end. But Friday was tiresome again.
Yeah.
And added to that, after the fair, we on Friday each year we go to dinner at this place called Pfefferkorn, which is a steakhouse in Essen, and we do that with people that also go to most of them also go to Paros on a vacation where I always go. So it's a nice reunion, but it's late, so we had reservations at 8:30.
Yeah.
Our food was there around 10.
Was that late?
I think it was around 10 that we got our food. It's good food, a little bit expensive, but it's good food. But a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like 7 conversations between 16 people or something like that. And when we get at the hotel room, we were all...
I think it was like 12:30 or 1 almost, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. But it was great. It was a good time seeing all those people, some good conversations, some good laughter. And then we had our new battle plan for Saturday.
Parking 10.
We did the boatings. Get up early, leave early, and now go to parking spot 10 immediately.
No trying to go to the Messe.
No attempts for Messe again. And that worked perfectly fine. We were there early. I think we arrived at the Messe around 9:30.
9:45 or something, yeah.
So we had to wait in the big crowds.
It was fun. I liked it.
But that was perfectly fine, yeah. We got in at the entrance at parking lot 1. So we were close to hall 7. Yeah, hall 7, where Sky Team was being sold. So again, the doors opened, and this time we rushed to the booth.
We rushed the wrong way, by the way.
We went straight to the entrance of the shop where it was sold. But then we noticed already a line, a big line. So we went all the way around to find the end of the line. Now, luckily enough, there was someone counting the people that were in line, and he said, "Okay, you're good. You will be able to have a copy." So that was awesome.
Yeah, there were 350 copies.
There were 350 copies,
but they were sold out in 20 minutes.
It took about 20 minutes every
day.
The
booth was super organized, though. It was
it worked. And it went really fast, but it was hard to get a copy, and I'm glad I did. We could have bought 2 copies if we wish, because they counted both of us, but I only was going to buy a copy. Saturday was better.
I liked Saturday.
Saturday was better. Yeah. It felt like it wasn't busier than the previous days.
Just a smidge, but not like, oh my god, it's Saturday, obviously.
A little more families with kids, which as a father of a 2.5-year-old, I wouldn't do that, personally. You're free to do what you want as a parent, but I would not take a young kid to Spiel. It's way too overwhelming, in my opinion. I've seen multiple crying kids there. So if Inara will ever be into games, board games, quite a bit, and if she's a teenager, then she can join me. But before that, oh no. Oh, I wouldn't do that to her and myself as a parent, honestly. But Saturday was good. We ran into some people now and then. We played a couple of games. Or was that on Friday that we played the Draft and Write records?
I think that
might have been Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So there was some options to play, which surprised me because I think on Friday and Thursday it was really hard to get a table to play a demo, but it worked better on Saturday somehow.
Yeah.
So that was special. It was way different than previous years. So we played a couple of games. We played one game that might also have been Friday, but we played this Penny Dreadfuls game.
It was weird. I think we did something wrong.
I don't think we did something wrong.
I don't know.
I think there was something wrong with the game.
Or the introduction scenario is not.
Yeah, there was
really...
this tutorial scenario that we did. It's this game with cards with text and a story on it, and then you have to make choices.
It was weird.
And then the choices led to a very weird ending of the game.
I won.
She won because she was...
Because I wasn't participating.
Was not participating or not helping at all, which was strange.
There we go.
We did like Draft and Write records.
Yeah, I like the drafting part of it. So
it worked really well.
Yeah, so it's a flip and write, but you have to draft.
Yeah, you have to draft the cards. Yeah. Each time you the card tells you where you can write stuff or cross off stuff. Yeah. And that was that really worked. The combination of drafting and the writing stuff was really nice, and I hope there will be more games trying that.
Yeah, I really liked it, and I do, because like in the most anticipated like little clip
it was
that
in
we
your
did,
list, right?
It was on my list, but I said like, I don't really like the box artwork because it felt a bit not generic, but just like really flashy. It's like a yellow box.
Yeah.
But the artwork on the player papers, or how do you player mats, whatever. Sheets. That's the word. I was like, paper, no. Player sheets, and the ones on the card were actually very nice.
Yeah.
And the person teaching the game was actually very
nice.
good. Very nice.
Very good job.
Yep, she did.
Right before that, we also played apparently a upcoming game. The Mayan game.
But I think Nakum is already out because it said 2020.
Yeah, it was a 2020 game. But it felt like it was not a fleshed out game, and that fell flat for me personally.
But I thought it was okay. It was a really quick game, a light game. I can see people liking it, but maybe it's just a bit too light.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Our liking, maybe.
Yeah, but we had some time to play some demos. It felt like we had more time and space, also because we were there at 10 this time, to see stuff, and felt less rushed to do so. So that was a good day. Saturday was a good day.
And in the evening we did a tournament, the King of Tokyo tournament.
Almost forgot about it. So before going to Spiel, I saw this post on Board Game Geek that they were doing the Yellow was doing a King of Tokyo tournament, and I thought, hey, why not? It was €5 to enter. You would always get the collector's dice, which are these yellow dice, just a different color than the normal ones. I can show it like this, which is pretty neat. So I asked Anja and asked Simos if they wanted to join. They did. They entered as well. And that was really fun. Oh, then we played more games, because right before that we played Cheese Masters at the Yellow booth, which is just a crazy quick counting game where you have to roll dice, and they have cheeses on them and different kind of animals, like mice, cats, dogs, and then the dog owner. And you roll the dice, you count up the cheese slices, but every mice eats a cheese, every cat eats a mouse, so that mouse doesn't eat the cheese. Yeah. But there's a big the mouse king or whatever it was. That one can avoid the cat. so that will always eat a cheese. But then the dog chases away a cat, but the dog owner chases away all animals except for the
Rat King.
The Rat King or the Mouse King.
Yeah.
So you have to look at all the images and try to be quick and count, and then put your card with that number in front of you, and take one of the number of players -1 cheese wedges on that card. And if you're correct, that's good. The last player to have the answer loses 1 point, and it's last man standing.
Yeah.
And if you get the number wrong, then you lose 2 points. I didn't dislike the game.
I liked it. It was funny.
It was really funny.
The guy explaining the game was very nice as well.
Very nice guy. He really did a great job. He told a little bit of a story introducing the game, which was nice as well. It gets you into the theme a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is only a game for people that are good in quick counting, and because some people might feel a little bit stupid, even though it's a silly game. But some people might feel like I'm not good at this and I feel stupid. So, but it was really fun.
Fun.
It was cute.
It was a quick game.
And then we went to the next table. Like we have to be here, so let's do something else. And we played Get On Board.
Yeah.
That was just played a small part of it. This is kind of like also a flip and write and route building on a board game. So you have a couple of things going on. There is a paper to write stuff on or to cross things off. You put your bus routes on a board. And we played around 4 or 5 rounds, the turns.
Something
4 maybe.
Like that, yeah.
But I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I really like the idea, and I hope that I can play it once more, a full game in the future, because the idea was really cool, and I was liking it.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
So that's that. And then we had our tournament.
Yeah.
So we're divided in all these different tables.
Yeah.
And
it was fun. I had really nice people at my table.
Apparently, yeah, you did. I had nice people. I had a quiet guy and a very competitive guy on my table. We only had 3 players, the first table as well. Sadly enough,
I got eliminated. Round 1.
Forgot one rule a little bit.
Yeah, I had played King of Tokyo once before, and I think it's honestly 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many years, but it's been a long time. Yeah. And I kept forgetting that if you're in Tokyo, you can't use your heart, so you can't heal. So I had like 2 hearts left. I was like, yeah, I'll stay. And the people at the table were like, are you sure? What you doing? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that one again. Whoops.
Yeah, my game went differently. The competitive one, so the first player got into Tokyo with 1 claw, so he was in there, and then the competitive guy, he rolled 6 claws in his first turn. Well, he re-rolled twice, of course, but he had 6 all claws. So the guy in Tokyo went down to 4. Of course, he got out of Tokyo, but he couldn't recover from it anymore quickly enough. And then we had a very long 1 versus 1 game where each time the player rolled 1 claw too little. I had a card that allowed me to get 9 points if I rolled every symbol once, which I failed. So I had twice I needed 1 symbol again, and I had 2 rerolls left, but I failed. So it was really close, really exciting, but in the end I won. So I went to the second round. Simos did as well, so that was fun. And there I lost. Although it was also very close. That was a longer game where points mattered, and in the end, one person suddenly got a lot of points 2 times in a row and beat us. But then it did give us some nice prizes. So I got this one you got as well, right? So we got some cards for the first round. So every player got this. So three extra cards, and then I won these monsters. One is for a different game, I believe, or it's a game without a standee.
Yeah, I think it's Monster. Was it Monster Island?
From Monster Island or King of the latest from last year, I think, was a release.
And apparently, this one has like 3 different it's like baby, teenager, adult or something like that.
Okay.
So it's actually in the other game.
And we have a teddy bear. So that's pretty cool.
The teddy bear is cute.
Yeah, that's cute. So, that's nice. Apparently the guy who won was a really big King of Tokyo guy.
Yeah, he had like this box and he had every monster ever made, ever available. He had his own dice with him. He was focused.
Which makes me think that even though King of Tokyo is super random,
you can get there's a strategy.
There is strategy in that game because the guy who was really into that game, he won. So there is something to it.
Yeah, and I was very lucky because I had a table with a guy from Germany, and while he and Simon's our other friend was playing round 2, I actually got to play I think 5 other games of King of Tokyo with the guy. So it was really nice. Yeah. It was just very nice interacting with some other people that were really into the game as well. So it was really fun. Yeah.
So we all enjoyed it because I was doubting was this a good idea to enter in the tournament as Spiel, but we really enjoyed the change of pace and to sit down and do something differently. That was really, really fun. Yeah. And then it was almost time to go away. We were invited to play some games with friends, but again we were tired. So we went back to Düsseldorf.
We played a game in the hotel.
Yeah, we first had a great kebab. I had a kebab, and which I really liked. It was just across our hotel, really good.
Super friendly people.
And it was like it was still quite early-ish, and we like okay, let's play one game, and we played
a De Veer game.
The Veer game. There's the Veer again. So in the end, I bought Severnake Forest. This was kind of on a whim. It was on my to watch list. Yeah. But I wasn't not really planning to buy it in the first place, but they had a promotion where if you bought for €80, you get a free game, which I will show you later. So I bought this and we played it in the evening.
I liked it.
And I feel like if you're looking for a game that feels a little bit like Cascadia, maybe mixed with a little of Karuba, and plays faster than both games, this is not bad. This is really not bad. Very cutesy as well. So
yeah, the art every time that there was like an animal tile, I was like, oh my god, look at this.
So I didn't regret that purchase as well. And then we went to bed early enough to do Sunday our battle plan again. Went to parking spot. Oh, but before we got to Düsseldorf, it was a pain to get out of the parking lot. Yeah, there was a lot of traffic jam on the parking lot.
That was on Friday, because it was the day that we were going to eat at Vetverkorn.
Okay, that might be as well. Yeah, so it was beware.
Saturday
beware,
was okay.
It can be a hassle to get off the parking spot at number 10.
I think if you would leave the messe or leave the convention, whatever, at 6 instead of 7, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
If it is at 7, there might be.
And if you still need a parking ticket, if you need to pay your parking ticket, there's in the evening there's only one of those registers open, and you might stand in line for a while as well. Yeah. So beware of that if you go next year. Yeah. Then we had the same battle plan for Sunday. Went straight to 10. We checked out in the hotel. We knew that we were going to have a shorter day because Simos was having a hard time finding a way to get to the airport. Yeah. So because there were some problems with the trains, taxi was really expensive and all that stuff. So, but we went to parking lot 10 again without much issues.
No issues whatsoever.
And we were there before the fair opened. Yeah. We had to wait a little bit. Now the bus stopped at a different place. So we got in at
Hall 3.
At Hall 3.
Yeah.
And you immediately noticed when you got in that Sunday is really still a much calmer day than the other 3 days. Yeah.
Which a lot of more opportunities to actually play games. The sad thing is on Sunday we kind of decided to let's walk the halls alone a bit.
We talked about we mentioned it earlier that maybe we want some time to walk around by ourselves. So that's what I offered. I said, suggested. I said, let's maybe split and take 2 hours to walk around ourselves. Yeah, which was nice. But maybe the wrong day. Yeah, because there was way more opportunity to play demos and to try things. Yeah. But before we did that, we stumbled into an opportunity.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, you almost forgot. So we just entered the hall and we walked past the booth. Oh, and I forgot the name of the booth now, of the publisher. Ah, I feel bad. But we went. We walked by the place where they did the art project.
Yeah,
the ART project.
Yeah,
and our friend called us, Simos. He said, "Hey, come here. Do you want to play this game?" So, sure, but there were only 2 spots left, and apparently it were 2 spots left to play a game with the designers teaching the game.
Awesome, super friendly people.
We're really friendly, exactly.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, but also it was because Tom Vassell was there.
The Dice Tower,
the godfather of the Dice Tower. He was there, so that's why he got a special treatment with both designers explaining the game and stuff like that. And
it's our game, yeah, because we got to be part of that experience.
Yeah.
And it was actually really fun to play the game.
It was a nice cooperative game.
Super fun.
That we
crunchy though.
Barely lost.
Yeah.
Because we played it on... Well, there was discussion if it was hard mode or normal mode, but we played it not on the easiest mode. Yeah. And if we had a little bit more health at the beginning of the game, we might have gotten to the end. But I really enjoyed that game.
I did too.
So you're trying to recover artwork from all places at a certain... This time it was Japan, I think. I think it was Japan. With that Tokyo in it. So... but you have a bunch of different maps in the game that you can play.
8 or something.
Yeah,
there were a lot of them, and
all with
artwork,
their special rules.
Beautiful, Vincent Dutray.
Great artwork. Yeah, it was a very nice time. Very cool to have this opportunity to talk with the designers, to play a game with Tom Vassell. Even though they're all just human beings.
They are, but it was kind of... I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
It's like your first Spiel, and you got a chance to do that, so that was pretty cool.
Insane.
And I have to mention that on Saturday, we also got to meet Stefan Feld.
Yeah, oh my god, that's the nicest guy.
I need to mention that.
Ever. He's the nicest guy I've ever met, and he's a giant.
He's so tall.
And he was so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my second time that I got this lucky coincidence. So previous year, I was doubting to get Marrakesh because it was expensive, and I was doubting. But it was Stefan Feld, and then finally on Saturday afternoon, I decided to buy it. And at that time, Stefan Feld was there, and also friendly, super nice. And this year, I had a coupon for Green Games. And I was doubting, what should I buy? And on Saturday I finally decided to buy the expansion for Marrakesh, so we went to buy it. And who was there? Stefan Feld again.
But he was there a lot.
He was there a lot, and strangely enough, there was no people standing in line or anything to get an autograph. It was not really announced, but still there was nobody there, so we just walked to him and asked for an autograph and a picture, and he was super nice.
He was very nice. Yeah. But I have to admit, like, everyone that I met that you could say are
board gaming celebrities.
Yeah, known in the celebrity world. In the board gaming world, they were extremely friendly.
Yeah.
All of them. And not only they're kind of known, but everyone at the fair, extremely friendly people. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Very welcoming community. Super nice.
There are some unfriendly people in the industry, but you have to look really hard to find them.
They're everywhere.
Probably everywhere, but it's still... this community is pretty
so
awesome.
Nice.
So you walked around a while, so I cannot make a report on that one.
So I walked around a bit. It was really nice. I was like, oh damn, we should have done this like earlier, because like from lessons learned, number one for me is like be more organized. I thought I was organized. I was not. And be a bit more strategic in how you do the halls, because even now we were there for 4 days. I did not see everything.
Probably in this instance, no.
Not
for
at
me
all.
as well, because normally I'm way more organized. I was organized. I had my usual map and all that stuff. But with all the changes, organization went down the drain.
Yeah, and also just like what I learned as well, do the splitting up on day one.
Yeah, day 1 or 2.
If you want to have games and you're like, I want to buy this, split up, go to the line, buy the game, get it over with.
Do your buying thing on Thursday.
And alone. You don't have to do it together.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have, I don't know, a certain game and I want to have a certain game,
go for it.
Just go for it. Just split up and do it. And so another thing that I thought like, oh, I should have done that more. We were always looking for empty tables, while I do think that you can actually get more played if you join tables where there's a spot. Because that's really the thing that for this year I'm like, oh man, I did that wrong. I didn't get to play a lot of games, and there were so many opportunities to do that.
Yeah, true.
So I just should have said like, you know what, I'm gonna go to that booth. I'm gonna stand there. If there's a table for 3 people or 2 people, I'm just gonna ask like, hey, can I join in?
Then my introvert nature kicks in, and for me it's a really difficult thing to do. But you're right.
Yeah, and I think like that for me is like the biggest lesson. I play more games and just be more like, for some halls we were like, oh, we're gonna snake around, so like do the we started doing it, and then we're like, oh, there was a game that I wanted to see in hall.
Yeah,
number one, and we went, and I was like, damn.
So we started to do an organized thing, and then we failed again, and it was. Yeah,
we walked around from hall to hall so many times. So yeah. And I think next year we're just gonna go, if we there's no exhibitor balls or anything like that. We're just gonna go to parking 10 on day 1.
Yeah.
And we'll just say, and we can always like ask people how was the parking situation this year, because I think there were 4 parking lots reserved for exhibitors, where normally there's just 2. That makes a big difference. Yeah.
So there was a lot of complaining, and I hope we have to congratulate the organization, because it was a record year. So they had 193,000 visitors, which are not unique numbers. So we count for 4 both. So both count as 8. Yeah. So it's not unique numbers, but it was still a record. So 193,000 tickets, daily tickets or daily entrances, which is a lot, and you have to get those people there, which is probably not easy.
No.
But of course, removing a bunch of parking spot options made it really rough. So I hope it's also a lesson learned for the organization. A lot of things went really well. I'm not sure if everyone liked the new hall situation either, because it really made a lot of people go to hall 3 and make that so busy. So maybe if they did it like it used to be, people were more spread out and you got more open space, like it was last year's. So I'm not sure what they will do. I hope they change a little bit, but I assume they will evaluate and improve where they can and where they want, because people can be stubborn as well, especially if they do a record year.
For me, that wasn't really an issue, just because I can compare to the years before. And I go to like a music festival, which is called Werchter, and that's just like 6 hours traffic.
Which would destroy me.
Yeah.
So Sunday, you ran into a couple of YouTubers on Sunday as well.
Yeah.
There was some more room and you saw people this time. And it's really funny how many times you run into the same persons.
Yeah.
And some people that I actually wanted to see, didn't see them. Didn't see them in these 4 days. Nope. Didn't run into him, which is silly. So sadly enough, some people I didn't see.
I saw some people. I think I have a picture, I think, with C. Garcia and Chrissy and Camilla from the Dice Tower. All super nice, super friendly, especially Camilla. She's a really warm person. Like, you can really feel it. I liked her a lot. I ran into Tom Vessel, obviously, playing the art project. Also took a picture. Also very nice. And because it's a co-op game, and I was like, oh, how is that gonna be? Because he plays a lot of games. Yeah,
he plays a lot of games.
He might have been prone really to be an
extrovert
alpha player. It wasn't.
No, he's only a risk taker. It's let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try this.
So that was really nice. I saw Board Game Ramblings. And then I saw Maggie from Thinker Themer, which is a board game channel, and they're from Australia. Mm-hmm. She was very, very nice. I didn't get to see Amy. She was walking around. But that was really cool because on Sunday, I saw her on Sunday just before I left. And I was thinking like, oh man, I know they're here and I really wish I could. But I haven't seen them yet. Like my brother says, like it's really busy, so it's kind of normal. Yeah. And then I think in the last hour or something, I was going to get a game, buy a game, and I walked to the shelving area, and it was like, oh my god, she's here.
She's here, she's sitting here.
She's sitting right here. So happy. Yep. And Stefan Feld, awesome.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some other people maybe later when we do our little dude.
Because that kind of ends up our experience of these 4 days. Yeah. Because we had to bring Simos to the airport and drive home ourselves. So yeah, maybe we should talk about the games we bought.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe we should do
3
you and 1 me.
Okay. Yeah, I bought more. That's how the cookie crumbles. But I still didn't do too bad because I also sold a bunch of games. Yeah. So I had some budget and some room to I don't have that much room anymore, but to buy these games with. So let's get the top one. There's a small one. Let's start with the small one. I bought Western Legends Showdown, which is a 2-player only game where you're dueling against each other. I have no idea how it plays. I just know that I like the artwork of Western Legends, the big game. Mm-hmm. This has the same artwork. So yeah. We'll see what that brings to the table, but it's a really small, quick game. Then probably the holy grail of this year, Sky Team.
There's another holy grail.
Took us quite some effort to get these. Yeah. I already played it, the first scenario. Liked it quite a bit as a 2-player co-op, but I'm not going to go too much into detail because I already talked about it in our anticipated list. Got myself a promo for it as well. I caved for the Arnak expansion.
Is this a co-op
version? This adds new stuff to the base game. So new leaders, new temples, new cards, and guardians and all that stuff. But it also adds a 2-player campaign, cooperative campaign.
And solo, right?
And solo as well, solo or 2-player. And Elise was asking for a new campaignish game to play, and this is a short one. I think it's 6 chapters, so you have to play 6 times that. Maybe that we can make that happen. So that was nice. And then this was the free game that we got at the Veer booth for buying enough games. So we all pitched in. So together we came at 85 euros and we got this one for free. I played this once in Paros and we were pleasantly surprised by it. So, hey, looking forward to play this again.
Nice.
Someday. That's 3.
It's more. 1, 2,
4.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 and a very small one.
And you already talked about Savernake Forest, right?
We already mentioned Savernake Forest.
So the first game or expansion, I don't really know how to call this, that I'm gonna show you guys is for a solo-only game. And I have to admit, it's kind of a collection buy. I'm gonna call it a collection buy. Why? It's for Final Girl, and I have all the 9 other feature films, or I had them already. So this is my last one that I had to buy. It is the organism at Station 2891 Van Ryder Games.
Sounds a little bit like the movie The Thing.
Yes, but no. Mm-hmm. The reason why I hadn't bought this one yet is because the theme isn't like super my cup of tea, but I was like, I have 9 of them already. Let's just buy 10.
Completionism.
Yes.
Or something like that.
And because I went to buy it, I got to meet Maggie from Tinker Themer.
There you go.
Right, it
was meant to be.
It was meant to be that I had to buy this game. So now this is an impulse collection buy. Let me just say that.
And why not?
I'm really looking forward to playing it as well. So
you should.
Hopla. Gone.
Right. Another expansion. So I don't really count this as new games because they're expansions. They hopefully fit inside the base box.
Yeah, I think that one is gonna fit in.
Yeah. So Cascadia Landmarks, very popular one. This Spiel. Saw a review yesterday of it, and apparently it doesn't add too much. So it's good because Cascadia is not a game that should be convoluted. By adding just more stuff, it just
the simplicity
made
of the game
some
is nice.
things a little bit more interesting than it already was. Because what they said, and I think they're right, people tend to forget the placement of the tiles, that to have their largest area of a certain thing, because the focus is so much on the animals, and the cards are there telling you will score this for this animal, and also you might forget the landmarks, and now you have things that focus a little bit on those landmark things, which is a very good idea. So really looking forward, not going to work, to playing that one. This is one of my, I think that I bought this on Sunday.
While you were walking around
so after
alone.
4 days of saying, I might want to get that game. Should I? Shouldn't I? And then I went to the booth and it was a line, and I didn't feel like standing in line. And on Sunday I said, heck,
he caved.
I'm pretty sure I will get this game played at least a couple of times, and it is a Reiner Knizia game.
Okay.
There were a lot of Reiner Knizia games, by the way. There were so... Oh, we played one. Mlem. Mlem.
Space Agency?
Space Agency or something like that.
Space
Cats-themed game, which was nice. I didn't dislike it at all, but it felt a little bit like Celestia. With a little bit push your luck stuff with dice. I felt it might have just be too long for what it was. But it was not bad.
It was very
and
cute.
It was one of the big successful titles at the fair.
I think they were only going to, because it's a 2024 game, I even think.
That might be a reason why it was so popular. People thought, hey, I can already get it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Might be true.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
This game, Sunrise Lane, which is a competitive game where you're trying to place your buildings at the most valuable spots in the city. Very simple gameplay. In your turn, you either play cards to play buildings, or you draw 2 cards. That's it. That's the only thing you do. But the board has numbered spots, and if you place on a higher number, each level of your building, and you have 1 level for each card of the same color you play, scores you that amount of points. So very simple, but I was a little bit tempted because of how popular Millefiori is in our group to play, really and also plays super fast, super easy. I got myself also the sleeves, the custom sleeves for them. This might be a very good one for me and the people I tend to play games with. What else do we have? Oh man, there's too much.
And it's like, I didn't buy that
it's still not as much as most years. But let's go for the big one here. I didn't really buy this one. I picked it up. It was a Kickstarter that I picked up. And because of I picked it up, I got a voucher of the shipping costs, because I didn't have to pay the shipping costs. Also, I did a reboxing video yesterday, so go check that one out. A reboxing because I failed to do something with the camera. Also 2 parts missing in this box, so I already sent a mail to Queen Games. But this is a reimagination of La Isla, which I mostly liked, but it needed some tweaking, and I hope they did that with this game. It is a way bigger game because La Isla was like this size of a box. How many did I do? 3.
You can do
one more.
Yeah.
Let's do another Stefan Feld, because Vienna is a Stefan Feld game.
There we go.
And this is, of course, one of the most precious ones that I bought, just because of the Stefan Feld autograph. So now I have my base game and my expansion of Marrakesh, which is called Camels and Nomads, signed. This one in French, because he asked, where are you from? I said Belgium, and he thought,
well, you speak French.
Speaks French. I do a little bit, but normally not as much. I didn't need this yet, because I still feel like there's so much to discover for me in the base game of Marrakesh. But since I had the voucher and I didn't really want to buy anything to use the voucher, I bought this, and I can use that in the future when I feel like using that expansion.
Okay.
Ooh. I think there's going to be something about the box art.
I wasn't going to mention it, but now I am. Okay, so I think this was the second game that I bought on in the convention, and that was, or at the convention, sorry, Forest Shuffle. Now, the box art. Apparently there are 2 different covers or box front covers, and this one is like the fox is here, and normally it's like tiny or more tiny.
This is zoomed in.
And I was like, I bought a game, and I was like, but the box cover looks different, and I was like, did I buy a fake one? And my brother was like, dude, you bought it at the convention at Lookout Games, the booth Lookout Games. No, you did not buy a fake. So I bought this one. I think it was my number 2 of most anticipated games, so I really wanted it. The cool thing about the Lookout Games booth, it was in Hall 3, and it was a really, really small one, and it had like the banner in German, but I don't know what in German is. It said everything must go.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's
Alles muss raus.
Yeah, something like that. And so I was like, oh, so it's just gonna be older games that they kind of want to get rid of, like stock that they need to get rid of. And we were looking for this game for quite some time, and it was like, oh, it's sold out, and it was in German.
She really thought she was not. She was like, oh man,
I'm not gonna get it.
I'm not gonna be able to get this one. I really want this one, and now she cannot find it.
And then I found it there, and I was like, why is it in the everything must go kind of
piles? I guess piles of them. I didn't see it, but there were probably.
It was like a rack of it. Like it was very weird. But anyway, I got to buy it, so I'm very, very happy. The art looks really cute. I'm looking forward to play this. Yeah, so am I. I don't think it's a super long game. Oh, it does say an hour. 2 to 5 people. Looking forward to it. Might even take this with me tomorrow to the board game club or group.
The club. The club.
I'm gonna take it to the club. It's a game from a designer named Kosh.
Kosh. Yeah. Yeah, this was one of the big hits. I think the one of the next ones you're going to show might be the biggest hit. Maybe?
I don't know.
Might be one of it's still it's going to. Right, so I think this one was number 4 on my wanted list. I pre-ordered it, so I had to get it, of course. Cathedral of Orleans, 30 minutes cooperative family style. That's Rainer Stockhausen and Wolfgang Dirschel and Marcus Müller. Okay. So yeah, I have no idea how it plays. It looked nice on the table. It's not a lot that's in the box. I think this should have been a smaller box. This doesn't need to be this big. If you saw the components, this really shouldn't be this standard size box. This could have.
Maybe they're just gonna come. They already know that they're gonna do expansions or something.
Yeah, maybe. Or this could have been one of like this, I think, or like the Arnak expansion. But it is what it is.
But they do put a huge tower in it.
Yeah, you can build a cathedral. So.
Cathedral.
The cathedral can be built. So, which is apparently also not necessary. But I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I hope it is what I hope that it is. Mm-hmm. Just a light, quick playing Orleans feeling. That's what I hope it to be. All right, what else do we have? Now we're slowly going to the smaller things. So this I also mentioned before. I'm not going to go quick over that. The expansion for War of the Ring, the card game. I pre-ordered this one. At the end, I think Sunday or Saturday, this was sold out.
Oh, okay.
So they did well. Ares Games, 1902 Méliès. In the end, I got this. I think I got this as a gift. In the end,
from CMOS, right?
From CMOS. Thank you for that, of course. Still not completely sure how it plays. We got a 5-minute demo of it, but we didn't have time to finish it.
It looked
cool. The theme is cool, and still curious to find out if I like this or not. I'm getting through most of it already. Oh, I got this with my pre-order as well. It's sleeves for the War of the Ring card game, and I don't remember ordering it because I thought I didn't, because my copy is already sleeved, so I don't need sleeves. and it might only be for the expansion, so we'll see.
Okay.
One more, and then it's your turn.
Okay.
When I ran to the Portal Games booth to grab something, I passed by not Artipia, the other one. Draw Lab.
Draw Lab.
And they were apparently also selling the WizKids games.
Okay.
And I saw the unboxed. I still don't know how it plays, what it does, but the theme is perfect. I talked about it in our preview video. €20, and I bought it.
Nice. Okay. So the next one that I'm going to show is my number one.
Number one
on my most anticipated ones. It was, I think, one of the most popular games.
I think this might have been one of the big ones.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it was very widely available. I think they brought a lot of copies.
They brought a lot of copies, and also you had the English version with the Veer, and then the German
version.
But I don't know with which publisher that was.
I think Cosmos, but I'm not sure.
What the
White Castle.
And the cool thing is, we went to buy this one, and I think the person at the booth was like, "Oh, you can get it signed," because both the designers and the artists were there. So Shay S, I think it's from Sheila something, and Isra C, and Joan Gardit. 3 people from Spain, super nice people, and they actually, I don't know if you can see it, they signed the box and made a little bit of a drawing, and they were very, very really nice, cool. Very friendly people. I'm really looking forward to playing this. I already unboxed it. The problem is, I can't get it into the freaking box.
It's crazy. The Veer games have so much stuff inside of those small boxes that sometimes it's like a puzzle game to get everything back in it.
Also because I think I already did the bridges.
Yeah, the bridges, of course, they take some space.
Kind of look cool, but they do take some space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to design an insert together with a friend of mine, and just
3D print the hell out of that.
Indeed. So this is my number one game, very popular.
Looking forward to try that one as well.
Same.
I would have bought it if Anja didn't. Definitely, but I didn't have to. All right, very small stuff for me. I bought both the team packs for Roll Camera at Christmas and the Murder Mystery. There you go. Stood in line because they told me you don't have to buy stuff. You also can play a demo of Lorcana and get these promo cards. So this is a promo card that was at Spiel, the Donald Duck one with the Essen logo
cool.
at the bottom. And I got it signed by one of the 2 designers. Sadly enough, the other designer was sitting right there, but at that moment he wasn't signing. So sadly enough, only one, but still pretty cool. I got my copy of the Mad Hatter, Madder Than a Hatter by Chevy Dot, who also has a YouTube channel. Also has some affiliation with Portal Games. I got it signed.
Cool.
I brought that from home to get it signed. With buying some games, you got a free copy of Similio Board Games 23. So last year they did that for the first time. So it's all pictures of board games that you can play this Similio game with. So it's a unique copy. This is a promo.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a video about promos soon.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Business, the Veer games. Still, I love the artwork still.
Yeah, cool.
I have no idea if I will like the gameplay, but it sounds interesting. Portal Games, new faction for Hiroshima Hicks. Going too high.
You're going too high.
Hack Trick, bought it in auction, €3. It was sealed. I'm going to go through this quickly. You can end the video.
No problem.
3 packs. There were more, but I was too late to buy them all. 3 more Rolling Realms cards, or multiple cards for each pack. I wish I could have gotten them all, but at least I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Also an auction, Amelia's Secret, €3. Again, it was still sealed.
Nice.
People buy games and not playing them. Also, auction, Villainous, called Perfectly Wretched. So this is my 3rd expansion. I haven't even played it 3 times. Maybe I did 3 times. So I should start playing the game. Tokaido Duo, which was high on my list last year, but it was sold out. And we passed the Funforge booth, and they said, "Hey, it's Antoine Bauza signing stuff." So quickly I bought it. By the time I got in line, Antoine Bauza disappeared. But the artist was still there. So the artist, who of course does great work, drew a picture. And the day afterwards, we stood in line again to get the autograph of Antoine Bauza as well. So I got everything. So that's pretty cool. Played it yesterday. Nice little quick Tokaido-ish game. I'm not sure if it really needs the theme of Tokaido. It's quite different from the base game, the full game, but it's nice. Got me one more auction, an exit game that I didn't have. A promo for Sunrise Lane.
Oh yeah.
And at the art project, we got these 2 promo cards, the cars here, which are pretty cool. And they were signed as well, thanking us for or welcoming us to the art team.
They were so
super
friendly.
nice.
I really like them.
That's it. I've showed everything now.
So nice.
So let's end up with a bang. Probably the most expensive game, except for Vienna, which I didn't buy now. So, which was already paid for long. The most expensive purchase was by Anja.
What? Okay.
It was by far, honestly, because I think my most expensive one was probably Marrakesh, the expansion, minus a coupon. So
I didn't have a coupon.
I didn't have a coupon.
No, that's okay. Just gonna get it out real quickly. It's Discordia. So this was on my honorable mentions list and not on the most anticipated, just because it's a game from 2022. So I was like, oh, I think it was there last year already. It was, apparently.
Okay.
For some reason, sometimes I can really have it that I see a game and I'm gonna like it.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna like it. I want it. This was one of those games.
This was definitely one that you mentioned that game so many times.
Many times.
Each time we're talking about going to Spiel.
But
The Discordia.
Discordia is kind of cool. And the cool thing is, so Bernd Eisenstein. Bernd Eisenstein. He's the designer of the game, but he's also the owner of Iron Games. So he's just there the entire 4 days.
Quite a small booth. 2 tables for demoing, one for Discordia and one for another game.
Yeah, I don't quite know the name for the other one, but so I just bought it. I already played it 3 times now, solo, and I like it.
You like it?
I like it a lot. No, it was really good. It just looks really cool, and it has this. Normally, you're trying to collect points or have the highest points or whatever, and now it's just like, okay, you have worker or inhabitants, and you're just trying to get them to work and get them away.
Try to beat unemployment.
Yeah, okay. True. Yeah, and it's his, what's his name? The Autobot or the Janus.
Janus, you
have to beat Janus. In the 3 times that I tried, I beat him once. Okay, Janus is good. And because I was there, like, why the hell not? I bought the expansion.
Yeah, there was a bundle that you could buy.
Yeah, so I did buy the expansion. It's kind of cool because you have this, what's it called? City maps, I think. I don't know if you can see it on the box. And in the normal game, they're all the same. So everyone has the same player boards. And this one gives you variety.
Okay, so like player maps. That's always
I really like it. And then a smaller expansion with the magna tiles. I don't really know what they do just yet, but that's okay. So I really like it. And Bernd, the designer, was very, very sweet as well. A bit of an introvert, I think, but he was very nice, very sweet. So I'm really, really happy that I have this game. I don't know why. I had to have it Race for the Galaxy as well. I was like, I have to have it.
Yeah, sometimes you stumble upon a game and it just keeps somewhere floating around in your brain and like, I want it.
But this was indeed the most expensive one because I think the base game with the expansion and there was like a small little promo and a bag. Yeah. I think it was 75 euros in total. So this was by far I think. Yeah, this Discordia is just as expensive as White Castle, Forest Shuffle, and Final Girl together.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
So that's our haul. It's It still is quite a bit, right? But it's still, for me, is every year it gets a little bit less. I'm trying to focus on the things that I really want and that I know that I can play.
Yeah. Because I have to admit, we went to the booth of First Station Fall.
Yeah.
For example, and even though the game looks really cool and I like the idea of the game, if I have to be completely honest, I'm not going to be able to table the game. Like, if I look at my gaming groups, it's not going to happen. It looks very, very cool, and I would love to give it a try, but I'm afraid that it just won't get played. Yeah.
I didn't buy Challengers, the second one, because I'm like, at this moment, I won't be playing it. So I'm just going to buy it at a certain point in the future. Yeah. We didn't buy Rats of Wistar there, or what's it called? Wistar?
Rats of Wistar.
Because price was quite steep. Yeah. And again, we'll go to that promo video that we will make in the future. Mm-hmm. I got a little bit of sour taste about some promo issues. But that was sold out also on Saturday, I think. There were the last copies. And I was considering buying it, even though it was more expensive than in stores in Belgium, but in the end I didn't.
I went to look at Archaeologic when I was walking around alone, and even though I wish I could have had a play-in with that one. So I didn't buy it because I was reading through the rule books, and it felt I was like, but I already have Turing Machine, which gives me a little puzzle. Solo mostly because I like playing that one solo, and I have the Search for Planet X, which it gave me a lot of Planet X vibes, and I was like, is it like different enough to own both? So I wish I could have had like a try before you buy kind of moment there, but I didn't. And the one that was also my honorable mentions that I kind of was Valbara, which was really funny because Studio H was demoing the game.
Mm-hmm. I think 2 tables of demoing, which is not cheap to get that space at Spiel.
No, but they were not selling the game.
Nowhere to be found because it wasn't there.
No, it wasn't there. I was like, where can I buy it? And so, we're not selling it. Maybe one of the shops has it.
It wasn't there.
Oh no, so it wasn't there.
No.
Didn't demo it either. Actually, should have done that as well. More demoing.
Yeah, more demoing. Hopefully next year. The one that I missed was Come Sail With Me.
Yeah,
that was sold out quickly. I knew that was going to be an issue, but I think it was sold out super fast. And with the problems with parking space and getting in on a decent hour, that one flew by. And I hope to get it somewhere in Belgium. But there's always a difficult one with these Sasha and Sasha titles. So I hope some
other publisher
or some store got in some stock somehow. But that's it. So that's all our purchases and all that stuff. Wow, this is a video, right?
How long is it already?
More than an hour.
Damn.
We surpassed the hour, which is okay. I'll try to make time tags somehow, timestamps, but I have to figure out how that works. So that's something new. But in the end, for you, it was a new experience.
Yeah.
So maybe small recap or to end things. What do you
I really liked it. I just like the fact that everyone was super friendly. I do think if you are into board games and there are games that you're interested in, try to go to Spiel and try to get those played before you buy them, because let's be honest, like board games, it's not the cheapest hobby in the world.
It's getting expensive.
It's getting a bit expensive indeed. So I really like that. Like I said, lessons learned. Try to play more games at Spiel itself, and try to walk around solo, especially if you know, like, I want to go to the Veer games because I want to get a White Castle, and you want to go to...
don't stand in line with 3 people while only one of them needs a game. Just split up and do what you want. Do what you have to do on Thursday.
Yeah, and just like ask people if it's okay to join their game, if they're just starting a game or sitting down at a table with 3 instead of 4. They're not gonna say no. Everyone is super nice. Everyone
and most publishers like their tables full.
Yeah, so... I think at the Veer game, especially White Castle, Bamboo, Three-Ring Circus,
they're waiting
Bitoku,
until the table is full.
The game does not start until the table is full. So
exactly.
But it was a very nice experience. I really liked it. like I said, for some reason in my head it was going to be even more busy. Yeah. So, and I'm actually really okay with crowds. You were
mentally prepared, so that was cool.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So, and maybe leave at 6. So you can beat the rush, beat the traffic.
Yeah, if you really want to avoid all the traffic jam stuff, then you have to sacrifice a little bit of your convention
even I think 6:30
to get rid of some frustrations that might be there.
And bring your own water, because water is expensive. Apparently,
water is a basic need, and apparently it's filled with diamonds and gold.
I think it was €5.60 for half a liter of water. So I was like, no. I even, do you know the cans with the filters, like Brita, we call it? I had my own in my hotel room, so I got to fill my water bottles every morning. Yeah,
be prepared for that. So bring your drinks, your own drinks, and if you can, bring your own food as well. It's expensive. It's not bad to eat there, but not always bad. There are some things that are not that great. But if you want to keep expenses for those things down, bring your own.
But it was really good. I really liked that people were just the fact that everyone was so nice and just being able to see or be surrounded by people that kind of understand you. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends that don't play board games.
They're all there with the same vibe and idea.
Yeah,
we all have the same goal there. Play really and buy games, and so you go with the flow. That's really nice.
I kind of thought it was funny because I sent some pictures to colleagues and friends of mine from like, oh, look who I met, like Tom Vassell and MC Garcia and blah blah blah, and they were like, I don't know who they are.
What you're talking about?
Cool.
But you look excited.
You like it. So it's kind of cool to be surrounded by like-minded people. So I really enjoyed it.
Fellow board game geeks.
Yes, I loved it.
Exactly. All right, before the camera runs out of juice, because it's already been in the red for a while now, I think we end this video on a lot of information. I hope you enjoy what we're doing. So I think next step will be finally that introduction video a little bit. Get to know Anja in the near
top
future
10 or something. Yeah.
We can do that later, maybe top 10. We'll see. And maybe we have an idea for our talking about promos. it's deep.
It's festering inside of him.
I need to get it out. So be prepared for more content and
and if there's a game that we showed you that you're like, I want to see a playthrough, I want to see a review, let us know and we'll get that played sooner rather than later, and
we'll try at least
make a little video out of it.
There we go. So that's a cool thing about being two of us now. We can
play more.
We can do more things. So that's interesting.
Cool.
So that ends it. Thank you for watching.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And auf Wiedersehen. Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.